loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. I hope you're happy, healthy and healing wherever you're watching from. Today we are looking at what will your future spouse fantasize about you when they meet you. So on YouTube, I'm going to be doing a PG-13 version, or we are looking at the non-S fantasies, right? So let's say they want to, have a house with you, they want to have a family with you. Those are the kind of fantasies those are the kind of wishes that we will be looking at on YouTube in this reading. And then I will do a separate 18 plus version, the S fantasies, which will be covered in a limited edition reading. So if you want to purchase those, if you are interested in that, then please email me on the email address below. And let's start with the piles for today. I'm excited to get into this reading. Easy. Okay. I feel like pile 2 wants 2 cards, so going with 2. So we have 9 of Pentacles, which will be group number 1 or pile number 1. Then we have Ace of Pentacles and 4 of Cups for group number 2. If you're drawn to any one of these cards, then group 2 will be your reading. I'm going to keep the Ace of Pentacles above, just so we have 1 card for group 2. Then for group number 3, we have King of Pentacles. Oh wow. I had a feeling King of Pentacles was going to come out. But yeah, these will be your groups for today, or your cards for today. So take your time and make the selection. You could be drawn to 2 groups, that's completely fine. And I will see you. I don't think I have any more to say. Yeah, I'll see you in your reading. Hello my loves, if you chose 9 of Pentacles, you chose this card. This will be your reading. So firstly, I'm feeling from this card that your future spouse is going to see you as some kind of a wish fulfillment when you meet. Obviously, when you meet, neither of you know that you guys are going to be each other's spouses, right? Because this is just the beginning stages that we are looking at. So I feel like they're gonna see you as this wish fulfillment. It's like they've got everything but not you, right? So it's like almost this feeling of like, oh, I want something, something's missing. Maybe something's missing in my life. Maybe it's love, maybe it's partnership, maybe it's bonding, maybe it's belonging, maybe it's connection, but I don't know what it is. And then they see you, and when they see you, I feel like they're gonna look at you as some sort of a wish fulfillment. Like, I feel like you will be your future spouse's ideal type. Like, whatever person your future spouse has envisioned for themselves, you are that. You are exactly that. So let's start with your thread painting and see what else wants to come up. Oops, so sorry. feel a sort of a calm energy because I'm not talking too much. I just realized, and I feel a sort of like a calm energy from you guys and from your future spouse. I feel like they're going to be kind of calm and chill and very serene when they are in your presence or when they meet you. Wow. Oh my god, it's like two figures that are standing facing each other. It's literally exactly, it looks like that. Wow, and look at them kind of extending their hands towards each other. Now for my thread paintings, I've like always said this, but I'll say it again. These are very, very subjective, and I am shown very specific things by your guides, and that is how I channel these messages. So I'm not trying to interpret them. Your spirit guides will show me certain things in the painting, and that is how I channel. That is how I download information. So if you guys see this as a butterfly, then that's still correct, because it's going to be up to your personal interpretation as well. It is art at the end of the day, so yeah, take what resonates for you. But what I saw immediately as I opened the paper is that this looks like two people facing each other finally. And I feel like there's going to be this feeling of like, oh, I've waited for you my whole life kind of a feeling. I don't know if you guys will be approaching each other. I cannot see whether you guys will approach each other, but I feel like your future spouse will fantasize about talking to you, about coming to you somehow, but they are still, I don't feel like with the pentacles coming out, I don't feel like your future spouse is someone who's impulsive or someone who, does things in the spur of the moment. I feel like your future spouse is kind of a planner. So they're not just going to come towards you and like, blurt out anything, like whatever's on their mind. I feel like they are going to take their time. They might watch you from afar. They are going to play out the whole scenario. They're going to fantasize about the whole scenario of them talking to you and what you could possibly say. And I feel like they're kind of daydreaming about you. They'll kind of start daydreaming about you. Like what would pile number one say if I say this? How will pile number react if I ask them out? And I feel like they're going through different kind of date ideas. They're going through different kind of date ideas, like, what if I take them to the library? What if I take group number one to the movies? Like, do they like movies? What kind of movie do they like? And I feel them a little bit kind of overthinking, just a little bit, because they are just fantasizing about being with you and spending time with you. I'm not picking up on anything else so far, but I do feel like this is a lot of attraction. Attraction is not the right word, it's not my favorite word, attraction, because attraction implies that it is based on some kind of chemical, some kind of polarity. And even though it's not bad to be attracted to someone, I feel like the real connections are based on true bonding, true emotional bonding, vulnerability, and they are not based on chemicals. So, if a relationship starts off very, very it's kind of a red flag, isn't it? Because it's like, oh, I'm so highly attracted to you, and that is the idea that is sold to you, like, from the movies, that, oh my gosh, you need to pick someone, you've got to pick someone that you feel most passionate and feel most chemical about. But chemistry is in connection, right? We mistake chemistry for connection, but it is not. And relationships that are based on connection last much longer, because chemistry will fizzle out at some point. But a true connection that you share with a person will always last and will enrich the relationship and you both as people and as partners as well. And I feel like this is one of those connections for sure. So when I say I'm not picking up on a lot of S energy, please don't think that there's not going to be a passion in this relation. There's going to be a lot of passion in this relationship. It's just that your future spouse wants to get you comfortable. Your consent matters a lot. Your needs and your wants, your desires in the bedroom matter a lot. And so it's like, you see how there is so much equality here, right? It's almost like it's proper, like a mirror image. Exactly. It's not that this one is different from this one. I mean, it's slightly different, of course, because, they are still mirror images, but they are slightly different. But I'm feeling that even those differences add kind of spice to your relationship, and no one is above or, below. No one is above or below. There's a lot of equality, there's a lot of balance in the relationship, there's a lot of mutual respect in the relationship. And I feel like your future spouse fantasizes about coming to you correct, coming to you with a lot of respect, because I don't think I think they're really concerned about not giving you the wrong impression, like not, making you like leave them, because I feel like they don't want you to not look at them as romantic potential. They want you to look at them as someone who, they want you to look at them as one of the options that you would pick for your life. Okay? And I feel like you're not, for whatever reason. Why is that coming out? Why does pile number 1 not look at them? Maybe this person is not your type. Maybe this person, is not, even when I said that they are not impulsive, they are a planner, maybe you like impulsiveness, maybe you like that Aries fire kind of traits, but I'm getting a lot of earth energy from your spouse. And even though you're attracted to fire energy, you might be a good match with someone who's got earth energy and earth placements, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Capricorn is what I'm getting for you guys. Like, this person is very stable, this person is very much of a planner, this person will fantasize and play out the whole scenario in their head before they come to you. So I see them daydreaming a lot about you. And like, I'm seeing a scenario where they are at work and they are supposed to focus in a meeting, but I see them kind of just blanking out and thinking about you, and like they're trying to calculate. They're calculating in their head, like, if I said this, what would they say? And if pile number 1 says that, then how do I respond to that? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they are after all of that daydreaming and all of that, playing out different scenarios and finding solutions to different scenarios, what they are going to say, and they are like planning everything out in their head. After that, they are going to be like, what I want is for my intentions to be very clear to pile number 1, which is that I want a relationship, I will give them respect, I will I want to be the perfect partner for group number 1. That is what is coming through. At the end of the day, that is their core desire. But I see them going in their head, almost like a swords kind of energy. I see them going in their head a lot about this. It's like you brought something back to life. You brought their libido back to life. They were like snoring, they were sleeping before you came, and when you came, suddenly everything was alive, suddenly everything was sparkling, everything had a spark. Like, the meeting, the ordinary things became so magnificent when you arrived. And because they see you as like a perfect partner for them, they want you to see them as your perfect partner. And I feel like because you might not see them that way in the beginning, you're like, like a little bit like that, just a little bit standoffish. You're not going to be mean or rude or something like that, but I just feel like you might not consider them as a romantic potential because it is not the type that you go for. But then you give this person a chance and things bloom so beautifully. This progresses into one of the most integral, magnificent relationships of your life. I feel like this one is going to leave a huge impact. Of course, like, it's your spouse that we're reading for, but still, this relationship is going to leave a huge, huge impact on you. There's going to be a lot of love. I feel like your future spouse's ultimate fantasy, I think, is just about loving you. They want to show up for you and love you, whether, if you say that, my love language is receiving words of affirmation or quality time, then they are going to make sure that they are giving you words of affirmation every day. They might send you texts if they're busy. They'll be like, I hope you have a good day, I love you so much. It's like they'll remind you that they're there, that a person is there to love you. And it's them. There's a lot of focus on loving you. I don't know if you are my group that has suffered a lot of childhood trauma, or lot of abuse in their childhood, or you were not loved by your parents or any authority figures, primary caregivers around you. But I'm feeling that this person somehow knows that, like your future spouse somehow knows that. I don't know whether you're saying this to them or not, but your future spouse somehow knows that, and they know that you were not loved, and they want to come in and be like, give you so much love and make you believe, I guess, that there are good people in the world, that there are people in the world that want to love you, that want to care for you, that the world is not like a battlefield. Wow, this turned into like a super beautiful energies. It's almost like I also saw this as a blanket, so it's almost like they want to offer you some kind of a safety net, some kind of a safety blanket, a comfort blanket. Like this relationship, this future spouse, their energy is going to be a respite from the cruel world that you have to go out and face again and again, and you guys are each other's calm in the storm. You guys meet and everything is perfect. It's like they come from work and they see you, and that's enough to just make them feel calm, to just make them feel whole and complete. That's what I'm seeing. Wow, this is really beautiful. There is a lot of intimacy in this relationship that I see. And we can break that word down into me see, right? Someone that sees into you, someone that looks at you, someone that feels into you, someone that is not afraid of what's inside you, whether it's your emotions, whether it's like some things that you say, even things that you don't like about yourself, your future spouse is going to like. There is so much intimacy. This is beyond the physical. I don't know if I've said this before in my readings, but SEX does not always equal to intimacy, right? You can have S with someone and not care about them, because that's what the hookup culture is about. But I feel like this relationship is going to be the exact opposite. It's like the more you care for each other, the more you love each other, the deeper the S is going to be. Each time it's going to be a deeper, more profound orgasm. Like you guys are taking each other into the depths of what connection is, what human connection is all about. How deeply can a person love another person? This relationship is going to be proof that it's infinite, it's boundless. There is no limit to love, because love is not something that can be quantified. And so it's almost like you guys reach new heights, but at the same time learn to love each other deeper than you used to. This is the kind of relationship where it goes deeper with time. As you guys age, I feel like you guys will be that couple where, you know, you're old and like you're on a, not, I mean, if you're, you know, on a wheelchair, have you seen those old couples in reels, and then the grandfather or the man is on a wheelchair, and like the female, the grandmother, comes and he kind of leans in and kisses her, and like with still stars in his eyes. This is the kind of vibe that I get from you guys, from group number 1. It's going to be exactly like that. There's going to be so much love here. I feel like it's going to shock even you. You're going to be like, how can a person like your future spouse exist? But they do. And I want to say this as well. Your future spouse has nothing but good intentions. Nothing but good intentions for you, my love. And I feel like you might be wary of them in the beginning. Of course, I do feel a slight bit of trust issue, but I don't blame you for being careful. I think you're being careful, and that's good. But ultimately, I feel like it's like they're chipping away at your boundaries slowly. And when I say boundaries is not the right word. They're chipping away at your walls slowly, like the walls you've built around your heart, right? To keep the world out. And it's like your future spouse is going to realize, whether you say it or not, that the walls you build to keep the world out also keep you caged in, also keep you from receiving love. And your future spouse is going to be like, I want to be the one that loves you. And, oh, you know the song Halo? This is exactly That's exactly how this relationship feels. Halo by Beyonce. And she says in the song, I think, something about walls I build, baby, they are crumbling down, and I didn't even put up a fight, I didn't even make a sound. I thought something I let you in. I'm forgetting the lyrics, but the song Halo, Halo, Halo by Beyonce. That's the song I'm getting from. This is going to be so healing, and so I feel like this is exactly what you have been waiting for as well. And this relationship is going to be exactly it. Group number 1. Wow. So I think that was it. If you guys want to see the painting up close, let me just hold it up for you. This is what it looks like. It looks like two figures that are meeting, and soon they will be in embrace. That's what your future spouse just said. Soon they will be in embrace. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group number 1. I hope you love this reading. This is one of the sweetest future spouse readings that I have read. Oh my god, I don't know who you are, but your future spouse is if they are a man, if you're attracted to men, they are an amazing, kind man. And you're going to be head over heels in love with them, and they are going to be more than head over heels in love with you. I wish I could give you a hug. This is so comforting. It's making my heart feel warm, but in a good way, you know. It's not chemical. It's not that chemical attraction kind of rush, you know. It's like this calm, like my nervous system feels calm. That's when I know that it's the right energy. That's when I know it's the right energy that I'm in. And I'm so glad that, you know, whoever you are, you stumbled on my channel. If you're here for the first time, I don't know, or if you have been part of my soul family, but there's some kind of change in your energy. There's some kind of a spark now that I'm seeing for you guys. If you were already subscribed to my channel, and if you're already part of my soul family, yeah, this was really beautiful. I hope you guys come back again to watch more of my readings. If you like my readings, of course, please consider being part of my soul family. If you want to book a personal reading or are interested in purchasing the 18+ S fantasies of your future spouse about you when they meet you, then please email me on the email address 𝓦𝓪𝓽𝓮𝓻@gmail.com. It's going to be in the description, so you guys can access it. And I'm going to be closing the reading now. Thank you so much, pile number 1. I'm sending you all a big virtual hug, and thank you to your future spouse, their guides, your higher self, and this beautiful channeled sacred painting. Thank you so much for allowing me to read and to give me the honor to channel messages for you today, and hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Hello my love, if you chose group number 2, you've got 2 cards, and this is going to be your reading. So I see Ace of Pentacles and 4 of Cups. I feel like right off the bat, I'm not seeing this as a fantasy of your future spouse, but right off the bat, I'm seeing that your future spouse sees you as someone who is their one with the Ace, and 2 + 2 is 4. That is obviously not a coincidence. You've got 4, which is literally the addition of 2 twice. So sorry for the silence. I received a message and I'm trying to understand what it was. Something about you being the one. You are their ultimate fave, the ultimate one. Okay? You, group number 2. I feel like this is a huge message, because look at the Ace of Pentacles in this deck. It's so beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful Ace of Pentacle cards that I've seen. I mean, this whole deck is beautiful. This one is called the Guardian of the Night Tarot. This is the deck, the box of the deck, and it's just beautiful. The backs of the cards are so beautiful, and of course the artwork on this is just absolutely mesmerizing. But the Ace of Pentacles, I feel there's something about your beauty, and when I say beauty, I'm not talking about your physical beauty, so please keep that in mind, okay? You could be physically beautiful or physically handsome or physically attractive, but I'm feeling that there you have the kind of a beauty, or there's something about your energy, you have a kind of a radiance, and this is something that is going to take your future spouse by surprise when they see you. And I feel like they might not, for some of you, I'm not getting that they are going to immediately know that you are the one, right? You are their ace, you are their one. It's gonna take some time, but I feel like when they do realize it, it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. It's going to hit them like, oh my god, group number 2, he, she, they are the perfect person for me. Like, they are the perfect match. And here I was, wasting my time waiting, thinking about the one, and here they are, they've arrived. And I feel like there is this energy of your future spouse wanting some kind of a soulmate connection, okay? And they are like, oh, the universe isn't answering my prayers, the universe isn't, giving me my person, which is you, group number 2. But then you arrive and they're not going to know at first. For some of you, I'm not getting that they are going to know at first. For some of you, they're going to immediately know when you guys lock eyes that you are their one, you are their person. So take it as it resonates. It's going to be different, because I'm getting like, for one subgroup it's going to be immediate, and for the other subgroup it might take a little bit of time. So let's get into your thread painting and see the fantasies of your future spouse. I'm excited. Okay. And I've said this before in the previous group as well, but my thread paintings are subjective and they are art, so they are up for interpretation. What I see in these paintings during the reading is what your spirit guides and what your specific guides, whatever your future spouse, their higher self want to show me, and that is how I see. But you could see something different in the paintings, and that's completely okay too. So I'll leave that up to your interpretation. It could apply to you. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I don't think the camera is picking up on just how beautiful this painting looks in person. This is going to be a very unique relationship. I've never seen a thread painting like this before, and I've done this for a long time. If you guys are here on my channel, I've done this for quite a long time. Let me shift this over here so we have space for the cards. Yeah, there we go. This is going to be one of the most unique experiences and unique relationships. You guys could be my Aquarius pile, my 11th house pile, or your future spouse has Aquarius placement or Aquarian energy, Uranus energy, 11th house energy. Maybe Mars and Uranus, maybe a combination of Mars and Uranus energy if you are asking for a masculine. What does group number 2's future spouse fantasize about them when they meet them? What do they want to do? I feel like they want to take you on some kind of an adventure, but not in a cliche way where it's like they take you like on a long drive somewhere and it's like, like they don't want to do anything cliche with you, like a picnic or a movie or whatever romantic ideas are there floating on the internet. They don't want to do those with you. They want to do something unique. So even if, let's say, they are planning a picnic, right, and it's like they'll plan it in a very specific way. I'm getting okay. I just saw something really specific. I don't know if this is going to apply to everyone, but I saw something really specific. I saw two people camping, but in the house, like in an apartment. They built a tent, and I think it's the masculine. They built a tent in their living room, and they're like, oh, we're going camping today. And then, they told the feminine or the other partner that, oh, we're going camping today. And the partner like shows up in like full like a trekking kind of a gear, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go camping. And it's like, oh, it's in my apartment. And then when you go inside the tent, there's all these beautiful decorations of pictures, and it's so beautiful. I'm seeing this very movie. No, it's not a movie. I think it's a scene. I don't know if it's from a movie, but I'm seeing the scene where the masculine and the feminine are kind of lying down, and it's a top-down view like that, right, from the camera. It's a top-down view, and they are talking. They are looking into each other's eyes and talking to each other. So it was so specific, and it's like the other partner who didn't know about this, like who didn't plan this camping trip in the apartment, the other partner is like, oh my god, you are the one for me. So I think that's gonna be you. And then you're like, why aren't we going to like a real camping place? And like they're not sure whether you like it or not, like to go on a real camping trip. So they are if you say that, oh, you would like to go to a real camping trip, or a real like a picnic date or a camping date, then they'll make a mental note of that and take you to a real camping date next time. But this time I feel like that was such a specific scene, and I see them cooking in the kitchen. Okay, and I think it's the masculine is cooking in the kitchen. Now take this as like, I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about whichever person carries the masculine energy or takes on the more masculine role in the relationship. They are cooking in the kitchen and they're waiting for you to arrive. They're smelling the food, and they're waiting, like they've prepared everything, and they're like keeping all of the, like they've even baked some cookies or something, like a small cake, like a mug cake, a chocolate mug cake. And I don't think the masculine or whichever partner is doing the cooking and planning the camping trip in the apartment is good at cooking or likes to cook, but they will cook for you. Like they will bake some, so I see them looking up some kind of easy recipes on the internet, and they are making, like trying out those recipes, and some of them might not turn out very well in terms of looks, but they still taste good. So I see them making like a mug cake, like a chocolate lava mug cake that's made in a mug, and they'll put all of the ingredients and they'll leave it for baking, and it doesn't look good after it's baked, but then when you eat it, you're like, wow, this is delicious. And this is like the best date of your whole life. I feel like whatever day, I don't know, that was really specific. Okay, like camping tent in an apartment. That was really specific. I don't know if that is going to happen, but if it happens with you, let me know in the comments, or just let me know, because I would love to know. This is such a unique way of taking someone out on a date, and I feel like this person definitely wants to do it in a very, very unique way. And I see them kind of going all out on this day. I feel like they've planned gifts, and they're like, I feel like you guys are going to sleep in the tent, not on the bed, because like you guys are living in the tent. And I'm seeing this kind of a glow, yellow glow around you, and some kind of yellow glow. I don't know if it's from the tent or the lighting in the tent, or like outside the lights are on, but there's like, it feels so cozy, it feels so comfy, it feels so nice. And oh, so this is why they planned it like that, because they wanted to be close to you. They didn't want you sleeping, like if you hung out at the apartment, I feel like you might sit not next to them, sit far away from them, and like on the couch, if they have a couch, you sit on, like you maintain some kind of a space. But if you're in a tent, it's like a closed environment, right? and so you have to be close to each other. You're kind of forced to be close to each other, and I feel like that is exactly what they're liking. Because they want to be close to you. I just got this whiff of 𝓲𝓲𝓻. Isn't it a flower? I think it's a flower. But I feel like the feminine is going to smell really good and the masculine is going to love that. And I feel like one of you is going to struggle keeping their hands to themselves in the tent. If this tent date happens, tent date in the apartment date happens, the masculine is the one, I think, but there is one person who's going to struggle to keep their hands to themselves. I feel like they want to reach out and like maybe give you a hug or something. Like they fantasize about just hold. I'm not getting anything S per se right now. I feel like they want to do those S things, but you know, they're taking it slow. Things will go at your pace. Whoever the feminine partner is, things will go at their pace. Things will, you know, like whatever you say goes. If you say, oh, you know, no kissing up until like the 5th date, then that's a rule that they will abide by, right? That's what I'm seeing. Like whatever you say, whatever the feminine person, the feminine partner says goes. They are the ones allowed to make the rules, and the masculine just wants to make the feminine partner feel more comfortable. I see in the tent date, I feel like this was something that was really not expected. If this exact tent date is not going to happen for all of you, obviously, but if this doesn't happen exactly as I said, whatever date it is, it's going to be very unique. It's going to be kind of shocking and unexpected, but you're going to end up loving it so much. You're going to enjoy it so much, and you're going to make such good memories. I feel like this date and this whole fantasy, your future spouse's fantasy, is going to come to life, and they're going to execute it and plan it and do everything to make it come true with you. And this is going to be one of the like stories that you share with your grandchildren when you're old, is that, oh, you know, your partner, like I see the masculine being like, oh, I planned this, like I was fantasizing about taking group number 2 out, and then I was like, no, but those are boring. I can't give group number 2 flowers. Flowers are boring. They're beautiful, but you know, like flowers boring. And so I wanted to do something unique, and I just bought them 1,000 roses. Like I see something like that, like a unique idea, a unique gift. It's so unique, I feel like I can't even fully tap into it. Like the tent date in the apartment is the only example that I'm getting. I feel like they want a closeness with you. They want connection with you. I feel like ultimately this is what they fantasize about, having that closeness, that connection with you physically and emotionally. But if you tell them that, you know, you don't want to get into physical intimacy right off the bat, then they will wait, they will hold off, they will respect your decision and your boundaries. They are not going to force you into it. But I'm getting that they might struggle to keep their hands off of you. And I see the feminine partner looking at the masculine, or the partner who, the partner whoever came to this date, and the partner who is looking at the partner who is looking at the person who planned the date and planned this whole idea, planned this whole thing, as was fantasizing and thinking about this whole thing. And they're looking at the person who planned it as if they were like the world, the universe. And I see both of you feeling really good about this. I see both of you feeling really good. Like the planner person feels successful and feels like, oh, yes, you know, like, you know how kids, like when they win a race and the boys go like, yes, I won. Like that's the kind of a feeling. That's what I saw. That's what I was shown right now. Like a boy, you know, like he won like some kind of a toy car race, and he's like, yes, Mom, I won. Like that's the feeling I get from a future spouse. Like, yes, they're happy. Yes, group number 2 is happy. I made group number 2 smile. I made group number 2 happy. and they're going to be, I feel so much happiness and radiance, like a lot of yellow kind of energy. If I had to describe this energy, I would say like Leo energy, you know, like you guys can be kids together, which is why I'm seeing like a tent date in an apartment. It's kind of kiddish, you know, like that's what we do as kids. Like we make like, you know, small Barbie houses for our dolls and stuff like that, and we have like all these fake utensils and we're cooking like fake food, and that is what I'm seeing. So, you know, it's so childish, but it's not immature, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of like safe space for your innocence and for your inner child in this relationship specifically. I feel like your inner children are going to have a lot of fun together, and that is why you guys just click. You guys just click because your inner child is going to feel safe with them, and vice versa. This is so beautiful. Group number 2, I'm so sorry, group number 1 was such a beautiful reading, and now group number 2 is so beautiful too. I'm so happy. Like, this is such a refreshing kind of energy, very youthful. Something about this feels very youthful. I don't know if you guys are young or it doesn't matter, because it's like your hearts are young. Something about this is going to make you feel so comfortable and so good about yourself and about the other person. It's like you feel so safe. It's like no other relationship compares, you know, no other person compares, because there's so much uniqueness. It's like the person who came to the date and didn't plan it, right? Didn't plan the date, not the planner person, but the person who came to the date is looking at the person is like, nobody could have done this, nobody could have come up with this except you. You know, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. It's like nobody could have done this except for group number 2's future spouse, right? And that is why I feel like you're choosing this person. Wow, there's so much innocence in this relationship. You guys could be each other's first, or someone, I don't know, I'm just getting this kind of very young high school kind of energy. I don't know if you guys are really in high school. I don't know if you're marrying your high school sweetheart. Like, there's some it doesn't have to be true about the high school thing. Take it as it resonates. It might apply to some of you, but not all of you. But I'm getting that there's some kind of a very youthful energy, Gemini energy, Mercury energy, and Earth energy, Aquarius energy, 11th house energy, Uranus energy. That's what I'm getting from you guys, group number 2. This is one of the most innocently beautiful piles that I've read. Have you guys seen this K-drama called Attorney Woo? It's a Korean drama, South Korean drama series. It's got like, I don't know, 6 or 10 episodes. I'm not really sure, but the main character, the female character, is autistic, and she is a female lawyer as well. She wanted to be a lawyer. So it's her story and like navigating autism and being a lawyer, because she's not taken seriously at work, you know, like all those things that she struggles with. But there is also like a little bit of a parallel story where she falls in love with this guy, and it's so innocent. It's like, you know, she doesn't know what kissing is, or, you know, like what people are supposed to do, and the guy is so patient, and he's like, you know, in such a respectful, loving way, he shows her what love is, and he's like, I'm not going to leave you just because you're autistic, even though his family doesn't like her a lot, you know. He's genuinely in love with her purity, with her innocence, but she's also like super sharp-witted, super strong, and super intelligent at the same time, even though she's autistic. Actually, I don't want to say even though she's autistic as if it's like some kind of a weakness. It's not. But yeah, some people might get turned off by that, but this guy, I feel like you should really see this drama, because that is exactly how the dynamic is. I'm seeing the dynamic is going to be between you and your future spouse, which is why I'm not picking up on a lot of S energy, to be honest. But if you would like to know about the S fantasies that your future spouse is going to have when they meet you, like before things get physical, then that option will be available as a purchase, as a limited edition reading. I can't cover that on YouTube, so if you guys are interested in purchasing personal reading or a limited edition reading, then my email address will be in the description, and you guys can go ahead and contact me from there. Thank you so much, you guys. I don't know who you are, but I want to give you guys also a hug. Sending you like lots of big virtual huggies. Like, I want to be a kid now. I want to talk like a kid all of a sudden, because I feel so nice in your energy, and it's so nice to have a friend like you. It's so nice to read energy of a person like you, and your future spouse is so nice. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your energy with me. If you guys are here for the first time, I love you guys so much. Please consider being a part of my soul family. Subscribe if you like my channel, and if you enjoyed this reading, if you like to claim this reading. I would like to thank you. I would like to thank your future spouse, their higher self, your guides. I would like to thank the beautiful sacred painting and the sacred cards that I used to channel for my dear group number 2, and I will see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Sending you all of my love. Bye. Have a good day. Hello my loves. If you chose group number 3, you chose this beautiful card, which is the King of Pentacles, then this is going to be your reading. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Hinduism or the Hindu way of life in India, but cows are considered to be sacred animals, and the reason why cows are considered to be sacred is because they display empathy and compassion just like a human being. They feel emotions like a human being does, which is why in their religion it is wrong to eat beef, because you don't want to eat or consume something that has the capacity for human emotions, because you will be ingesting and, you know, taking all of that grief, all of that pain into your body and into yourself, and that's something that must not be done. But I'm feeling that there's something sacred. Your future spouse, there's something sacred about them, almost like, I want to say they are destiny, they are fate, if there is such a thing. I don't even know why that is coming through. Maybe it will make sense. It's not making a lot of sense to me, but if you're listening and if this is meant to be your reading, then it, even if it doesn't make sense, it will still resonate with a part of you. Something about your future spouse being like a divine being. Your future spouse is a divine being here, experiencing human life. I want to say like God energy. Your future spouse is giving God-like energy, sacred, divine. I feel like I don't have enough words in my vocabulary to describe. Hold on, let me think. Your future spouse is someone who is almost like a mystic kind of energy, but I don't even want to say mystic. This is very, very close to like source frequency, or what we might call as God frequency, right? The God frequency, the God vibration. This your future spouse is very, very like a match to that. Your future spouse exhibits those traits. I don't know who you are, but your future spouse is, wow, oh my God, like a god or a goddess kind of energy. Your future spouse for sure. Also here, it's, you know, the cow has a pentacle. You guys could be attracted to group number 1. If you were, feel free to check it out, but if you are not, then that's okay as well. This is the only pile or group for you in today's reading. Even with the crown right here that is made up of stars, constellation, I'm just feeling a very strong earth energy at the same time, because it's the King of Pentacles. So it's like a god or a goddess that is grounded in the physical, because being a god or a goddess is not about relinquishing the physical 3D, it's about embracing the 3D. And I feel like a future spouse does that. They enjoy everything physical. They love the physical world, no matter how dense it is, no matter how sad it is. And they're doing their part in the ultimate expansion of the universe. Your future spouse could be a starseed. No, strike that. They are definitely a starseed. Definitely from another like world or something, another universe, maybe another galaxy. I just heard Arcturian, but maybe not for all of you, for some of you. I don't know if they're definitely a starseed, but they could be Andromedan or Arcturian or Pleiadian is what I'm getting. But the Pleiadian is a little bit less. Mostly I'm just getting Andromedan and Arcturus. So let's start with your thread painting. I feel like there's something like divine that's going to come through. I was literally seeing like a person fall from the sky and then they get birthed here as a physical, they start living their life here as a physical human. That's what I just saw. That's what I was shown. Do you guys know that movie where Keanu Reeves plays a character and he's actually like some kind of a being from another planet who's come here to destroy Earth, and then he meets like the main like female character who has a son. I forgot the name of that movie, but that's the movie I see. You know how he came down and he took on this human form and they try to like destroy him and do all sorts of things to him, and they're like, oh, this race must be destroyed. But then he changes his mind because he meets this woman and his son, and he's like, oh wait, but there's good here, there's good in humanity. And he starts to believe in humanity, he starts to love humanity, because he's like, oh, this is a reprehensible race, but there's good people, you know, there's people that are so good, so kind, so compassionate, so empathetic. And I feel like your future spouse, like when they were a starseed, they were very moved by humanity. They have a lot of love for humanity. It's almost making me tear up a little bit. For some reason, I'm seeing like a zoomed out view that your future spouse has of humanity. I know this reading is about like fantasies and all that, but I have to be honest to what I see, because if what I'm saying is coming through, then you're meant to know this now. You're ready to know this now. That is why it's coming through. And I'm seeing like this zoomed out perspective that a lot of enlightened beings have, that a lot of scintillating beings have, like the Gautama the Buddha or anyone that was enlightened in human history. They have this kind of zoomed out view because they have so much love. They see humanity as a whole. They don't see fractures. They don't see bits and pieces. They don't distinguish or differentiate or discriminate like, oh, this is a black person, this is a brown person, this is a white person, like this is this country and this country and this in this place and these people and this group. They don't make that differences. They don't discriminate. They're seeing humanity as a whole, and that is what I'm seeing. That is how your future spouse sees humanity, as a whole collective, as one giant family, and they've got so much love. So much love. This is giving me, this is Aquarius energy, the ultimate humanitarian energy, like the highest expression of it. The highest, like if you took someone who was an Aquarius and they just kept evolving and evolving and evolving and they kept getting enlightened, that is exactly where they will end up, where your future spouse is going to be or is already, where they have so much love for all humanity, literally all of humanity. Like no matter who the person is, they have so much love, but especially a lot of love for people that are not given love by society, right? Like people that are looked down by society, like criminals or addicts or prostitutes, or like they try their best to understand the people that are seen as trash in human society or thrown away, or because they embody the shadows of the human collective, and they have so much love. I feel like your future spouse, if they've incarnated here as a physical human, which they have, then they have done a lot of inner work, or they are going through a lot of inner work. It's like a mix of energy that I'm getting. It's your future spouse's higher self, but also your future spouse. Not so much from your 3D future spouse. I'm getting a lot from their higher self though. Oh, you both are meant to go on a journey. You both are meant to be on a journey. You guys are already on a journey. You guys are already on a journey, and so is your future spouse. They are already on a journey, and this journey somehow is very important for the human collective. I don't know what you guys are doing or what your future spouse is doing, but it's very important regardless. Wow. Oh my god, wow, look at that. I thought the colors would be a bit faint because I used too much water. When I finished group number 2, I accidentally put like 2-3 drops extra, and I thought it was going to be faint, but look at this. The colors have come out so well. The patterns are so clearly visible. There's this feeling of like standing up for yourself, standing up for humanity, but also being compassionate, bend when you can, but not out of weakness, out of strength. I'm getting this Taylor Swift lyric from Dear Reader, which is one of her songs, and she says, "Dear reader, bend when you can, snap when you have to." This is exactly that energy. I feel like there's something about you mastering compassion, empathy, but also boundaries at the same time. Like you're unconditionally loving, but boundaries at the same time. And holding that dichotomy is something that is very difficult for human beings to do, because we tend to look at things in a black and white. In fact, biologically, we're not programmed to hold dichotomy because our brain is not one mass, right? It's segregated in the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. So we see things in dualities, right? In polarities, but they are actually not opposites. They complement each other, right? The masculine and feminine are not opposites. They are complementaries of each other. The yin and yang, right? You can take this with anything, and I just feel like there's something so whole, so spiritual, so beyond the physical about this relationship, about you guys and about your future spouse, that I'm almost having trouble articulating, because I'm using, human language, English, which is still a 3D construct, to explain something that's so esoteric. But I will try my best anyway, because I want to give you guys a good reading. So holding that dichotomy, is something that you and your future spouse do very well. Maybe if you are group number 3 and you're watching this, let me know in the comments. You could have had some trauma, and you were forced to, it's like you split from one end of the spectrum to another end of the spectrum, right? It's like if you were a people pleaser, like you didn't get love in your childhood and you became a people pleaser, so you were like bending way too much, right? Sacrificing yourself to the point that you were losing your own identity, you were losing yourself. And then it was like you went to this extreme where you were like, no, everything is about me, almost like narcissistic, selfish, like no, everything is about me, I am the main character, but in a negative way. And now you're like, no, wait, I need to do both of these things, not exactly to keep a balance between those two, not balance, but to know when you have to bend, and to know when you have to be selfish, to know when you have to communicate your boundaries, to know. It's like you're mastering being human, because being human is an experience that you're not familiar with. You are not from here, you're a starseed, so being human is not something you're familiar with, so you're mastering being human, and that is what your future spouse is doing. And I feel like when you guys meet, like, I'm not seeing any specific fantasies or any specific, I feel like your future spouse wishes for a lot of things, but then I feel like you guys would be the kind of couple that is almost like the connection is so deep that it's almost telepathic. It's like if you are dreaming of going on a date, or if you have a desire to go on a date, your future spouse will hit you up tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost telepathic, it's almost psychic, the way you guys communicate, because A lot of the extraterrestrial races, they don't communicate like we do. Like they don't, speak right with their mouth. Like their language is very telepathic, so they pick up on it without you having to say anything. They'll just kind of pick up on your energy, and that is how they communicate. It's very telepathic, and so you can never hide from another person, because like you can't hide your thoughts. And even though that sounds so scary, but let's say you have like everyone loves you, then it's the safest place to be. Like everyone knows everything, and nobody is going to use anything against you, right? And that is what I'm feeling with a lot of this kind of color coming through. I'm just picking up on like strong Andromedan kind of energy. I don't know if it's your future spouse, if it's not your future spouse, if your future spouse is not an Andromedan starseed. There could be like the Andromedans watching over you, Andromedan families watching over you. Maybe you've never had a reading like this on a future spouse before. Maybe this is like the first time a reader is telling you what I'm saying, but I feel like because you're ready now, that is why all of this is coming through. And because I can put that information to you, give that information to you, that is why it's coming through. Something is so divine about this relationship. It's like, what fantasies? Like your future spouse does not have those cliche fantasies of like roses and all of that. Maybe you do, but when you guys meet, it's like something clicks into place, and it's like you don't want those human expressions of love. It's like you don't need them, because that is not love anyway. Giving a flower to someone is not love. Like I could buy someone a flower, but that doesn't mean I love them. It doesn't mean anything unless like it's got, you have to check the intention behind the action for it to mean something, right? Just because someone is giving someone money doesn't mean they care about that person. Like the intention is what matters. And I feel like the intention is so clear with you too. And I feel like you can sense it with each other. It's a very telepathic kind of bond. I'm also seeing an 8 right here. So you guys are infinitely complex and infinitely bound, but not in a way that it's like cage or a jail. Bound in a sacred way, like a marriage, but in the energetic, in the 5D, in the 6D or the 7D. You guys could have taken on a lot of trauma, because the trauma is karma you have to work through, right? And you took that karma on when you were born into your specific family line. You took that karma on, and you were like, I'm going to be born in this family. I'm going to, I know that these are the patterns of the family members, so they are narcissists, like these are psychopaths, like I'm going to be born in this family, and then I'm going to have all of these problems and issues of people pleasing and whatnot, and I'm going to transmute all of that and heal all of that. Like I feel like your ultimate desire for both of you is just inner healing in all levels, right? All levels, healing on all levels. And that is what binds you two. That is why you guys are coming together in the physical. That is why you're getting married in the physical, because you're already married in the higher dimensions. In speaking in terms of energy, of course, your energies are kind of bound together, or your energies are kind of like magnets. They kind of find each other. I feel like your future spouse might not have a lot of human fantasies. When I say they don't have a lot of, I don't mean that they have alien fantasies, but it's like they might not want to do the whole they're not interested in the whole roses and champagne or whatever kind of thing. They want to become one with you. They want to experience oneness with you. They want to experience universe in you and with you, because you are a physical expression of source energy. And so they've understood that humans, right, like a human incarnation, a person, which what we are calling as a person, a human, is nothing but source energy expressed in a compressed physical form that we are calling a human, right? And so they are a human and you are a human, and you guys are kind of merging, which is why there is this point of interaction, point of meeting, almost this merging where you guys are like experiencing true connection. And it's like I feel like they want to learn how to experience true connection while still in human form. Because as you can already tell, when source energy takes on one compressed human form, physical form, which we call human, it is separating itself from another human and another human, right? 8 billion people, all of us are separate, and yet all of us are made from the same energy. So technically we are all oneness, right? I'm sorry if this is getting too esoteric, but that is just what I'm picking up here. And so it's like they want to experience that is their ultimate fantasy. They want to experience that oneness with you, and they're going to find a way. It's like the human suit, right? Like the human suit prevents from the ultimate, like, experiencing oneness, but they're like, no, I want to find a way to meet group number 3 on all levels, right? All levels: physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, all of it. And they are going to establish a connection on all levels with you. So if you are someone who suffered from loneliness in your childhood, this is going to be like a healing balm. This relationship is going to be like a healing balm. This future spouse, this person is going to be like a balm to your wounds. To, like, if you experienced loneliness where to the point where, like, you were getting rejected or bullied, or you were not loved by your parents, you always felt like you were the odd one out, this person is going to be like, it doesn't even matter to me. I want to experience oneness and genuine connection with you. I want to experience God through you, because you're like a piece of source. You're like, a piece is not right, but you're a small part of source. Small part is also not right. You guys get what I mean? Like, it's hard to articulate that, because source energy is infinite. So to say that you are a small part of it is not right. You are source, right? You are God in a way. You are source in a way, right? Because you are the expression of it. The drop of the ocean, a drop of water from the ocean is still the ocean. And some people are not going to get what I mean when I say that, but some of you will get it. Those of you that are spiritually tapped in, you will get it. Some other human might look at that and be like, no, this saying is wrong. How can the drop of water from the ocean, like, is the ocean? Because they're seeing it in terms of quantity, right? Like, a drop is just a drop, and the ocean is such a huge thing. Like, these two are not same, but they are the same. Yet they are the same. And when you look at it in terms of quantity, it's not going to make sense, because you're still looking with your human eyes, your human physical eyes. But when you close your human physical eyes, you're going to see your future spouse. And that is how they want to see you. They want to feel into you. They want to establish a connection that is beyond deep. Wow, I have never, ever in my entire career of being a reader and doing readings, never have I ever read an energy like this. I mean, this is so rare. I don't know who you guys are, who is choosing group number 3, but oh my god, you guys are giving me like the ultimate high priestess energy. The ultimate high priestess energy. That is what I'm seeing for you guys. Wow. So I hope this reading was enjoyable, even if it was not that informative in terms of fantasies. This person, your future spouse, just comes through and is like, I want to be connected to group 3 on all levels: psychological, physical, emotional, sexual, mental, all of it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a way to connect with group number 3. That is their ultimate fantasy. I feel like I can breathe again, like I was holding my breath, because the messages were just coming through so strong. I hope you enjoyed this reading, my loves. I don't know who you are, but I want to give you like a huge hug, all of my group number 3 high priestesses, hierophants, priests out there. I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful and divine energy with me. It completely, like, it just uplifted my spirit. Like, I don't even know, like, this kind of relationship was possible. I'm so happy that I read the energy of your divine union. So thank you so much for giving me the honor to read for you today. And thank you to your future spouse, to their higher self, to this sacred, beautiful painting, to the card that allowed me to read for you today. Thank you so much, group number 3. And if you would like a personal reading with me, or you want to book a limited edition reading which will cover sexual fantasies of your future spouse when you meet, then you can do so by emailing me on the email address which is in the description. And I will see you guys in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one, and thank you once again for sharing your beautiful, shining, radiant energy with me. Keep shining, keep radiating, keep being you, keep evolving, keep ascending. I love you guys so much. Have a good day.